Since the advent of the internet and increasing ubiquity of social media in our daily lives, many people have reported increased feelings of loneliness, depression, and isolation. Some of these people have turned to YouTube to vent their frustrations, and have often been surprised to discover that their message has resonated with thousands or even millions of people around the world. Many people have tried and failed to go viral on YouTube, but today we're going to be talking about 8 YouTubers that went viral without even trying. These are people that were so lonely and depressed that they decided to turn on their webcam and tell the world about what they've been going through. These are the lonely YouTubers that went mega viral. The first lonely YouTuber on our list is also the most recent. On November 15th, 2022, a channel called Aaron's Journal released its very first video, aptly titled, First Video, Life as a Lonely Man Over 40 with ASD. In this video, Aaron, who is 44 years old, details his lifelong struggles with loneliness. He describes how his autism spectrum disorder makes it hard for him to connect with other people, and he expresses how depressing it is that he has no one to share his life with. He talks about how he has put forth effort to improve his situation through various methods like working out and attending meetups, but he says he hasn't had much luck. Aaron is visibly emotional at times as he expresses how hopeless he feels in his situation, and the video ends abruptly on quite a dark note.
Your looks are fading, your health is past its peak, and it's only going to decline. And your dating prospects only continue falling off a cliff. And all you can see is more of the same, surviving and coping with a crushing loneliness until completely losing the will to do either anymore.
The video didn't get much attention until February of 2023 when the video was posted to the r/videos subreddit. But since then, the video has received more than 400,000 views, which is nothing compared to some of the other lonely YouTubers on our list, but for the very first video on a less than 6-month-old channel, 400,000 views ain't half bad. And although Aaron's initial video had such a bleak conclusion, in more recent videos, Aaron does seem to be doing better. He stated that the channel is helping him profoundly and that the support of his newfound subscribers means a lot to him. He's even managed to garner the attention of A-list celebrities. One of the things Aaron talked about in his video is the pain he feels when comparing his own life to the lives of his younger siblings, which is a sentiment also expressed by our next lonely YouTuber that went viral. On May 21st, 2022, a user named Girl in a Blue Dress posted a video titled, I Have No Friends. The video shows an emotionally distraught 20-something-year-old woman as she relays the loneliness and heartache she feels in her current life situation, in which she has no close friends. She expresses the feeling that she is a disappointment to her younger, more successful siblings, and she describes how depressed she is to see so many happy young people going out together while she spends her weekends alone in her apartment. At multiple points throughout the video, Girl in a Blue Dress states that she has no one to blame for her situation but herself, and she is obviously frustrated with herself for not putting in enough effort to make friends.
And you know what? It's my fault. Because I complain about not having anyone, but the minute anyone does come to my life and I have a chance, I do nothing with it. What the f is wrong with me that I complain about this and then I make no effort to try to change it?
Although it could be argued that perhaps she is being too hard on herself, since she does mention some specific examples of things she's done to try to make friends, such as meeting people through Bumble. On June 4th, 2022, 2 weeks after releasing her I Have No Friends video, Girl in a Blue Dress uploaded 2 more videos. In one of these videos, she talks about how shocked she is to see that 60-something people had already watched her video. And since she has not uploaded or commented again since then, it makes you wonder, does she even know that her I Have No Friends video currently has 775,000 views? But it isn't unusual for a YouTuber to only go viral after they've stopped posting videos, because that was also the case for our next lonely YouTuber. "25 years old, I have no friends, I have social anxiety," was the title of the video uploaded by Ben Mays on August 5th, 2020. This was the first video posted on Ben's channel, although he would only go on to upload a total of 6 videos. Ben's story is kind of unique in that Ben says he was always somewhat popular back in school, although he didn't have any very close friends. But around the age of 23, he noticed that his social skills were deteriorating, and he was becoming more and more unable to connect with other people. After doing some research online, Ben learned about something called social anxiety disorder, which is defined as a chronic mental health condition in which social interactions cause irrational anxiety. In the video, Ben talks about his experiences seeking treatment for his social anxiety, including therapy and prescription medications, but he says that nothing has been working. However, Ben does seem to have an optimistic outlook on his situation.
I guess I just wanted to get on here because I know that I can reach more people, and more people are in the same position I am. I know I'm not the only one. I'm very pro-minded about trying to fix this issue. Like, I want to fix this. I'm going to do whatever I can to fix this, because making connections with people is, gosh, it's the best feeling ever. And
It wasn't until March of 2021, 3 months after Ben stopped uploading, that his original video suddenly took off and racked up over 1 million views. But unlike Girl in a Blue Dress, Ben did eventually come back to the video's comment section, where he left a very heartfelt message to his viewers, in which he encouraged anyone that needs somebody to talk to reach out to him on Instagram. Speaking of which, it's interesting because scrolling through Ben's Instagram pictures, you would probably get the impression that Ben is a popular and social guy with a healthy social circle, which is also similar to what you might think upon first seeing our next lonely YouTuber that went viral. On April 9th, 2021, a user named Josh Hitty uploaded his first video titled 32 years old, I have no friends. Is it social anxiety? Right off the bat, you might notice just how similar the title of this video is to Ben Mays' video, but it's actually kind of a pattern with lots of videos like these. As we'll continue to see, most of the videos on this list have titles that include the YouTuber's age along with some phrase similar to I have no friends. Is this a recipe for virality? I don't know. Anyway. In his video, Josh talks about his lifelong struggles with his failure to make friends. He talks about how his family moved around a lot when he was a kid, so he wasn't able to establish a core group of friends early on in life. He goes on to describe how he did make some friends later on as a teenager, and then some more friends later on in college, but in both cases, he never felt that he was able to form strong connections with these friends, and they eventually fell out of touch as he moved away for work. He says he always had doubts in the back of his head whenever he would hang out with his friends, as he would wonder, why are they even hanging out with me? A small minority of viewers would go on to comment about how Josh must be lying because he is too good looking, or say that he can't really claim to not have any friends since he has a wife, but Josh would address these comments in a later video.
I've read a few of them that say, well, you're not ugly or you're attractive, so that doesn't make sense that you don't have friends. Like you must be lying or something. That's not the case. It does not matter what you look like, what you have or don't have. There's literally no set of criteria to social anxiety or to not having friends or being able to develop relationships with people.
Unlike some of the other lonely YouTubers on our list, Josh's video only took about a month before it started racking up some serious views. Noticing an outpouring of support from those that had seen his video, Josh has continued to post videos to his channel somewhat infrequently and has so far accumulated 34,200 subscribers and almost 2.4 million total views across his channel, with that initial video accounting for 1.3 million views. But while Josh Hitty was able to build a following off the strength of his viral video, the next lonely YouTuber on our list already had a sizable following at the time of uploading what would go on to become his most popular video. Camelot331 first gained popularity on YouTube in 2019 when a video he made detailing his experiences working at GameStop went viral. Since then, he has continued to upload frequently, with the bulk of his content primarily focused on gossip centered around the business practices of retail establishments like GameStop, Walmart, and Best Buy. But on April 14th, 2021, Camelot331 uploaded a different type of video. A video that would go on to become his all-time most viewed video with more than 2.2 million views. In his video titled, "I'm 31 and have no friends, emotional, I'm sorry," Camelot331 talks briefly about his childhood and explains how he did have close friends for most of his life. But as time went on, he and his friends just gradually grew apart due to the inevitabilities of life, such as people moving away or getting married and having kids and things of that nature. He has an overall optimistic attitude about his situation, as he says that not having friends isn't necessarily all that bad, but it can be hard at times to not have people to lean on for support when you need it. About halfway through the video, there is an emotional change of tone as Camelot breaks down in tears. But fortunately, these tears are tears of joy. See, Camelot331 had recently had a meetup in Orlando with several members of his YouTube community, and during that meetup, he realized something.
I've always said for years now that I don't have friends. I left Orlando last week, and I got home, and I was just laying there. And I realized that I have friends. Real friends.
But while Camelot331 did have a healthy social circle growing up, and had even been married before making his viral video, the next lonely YouTuber on our list describes himself as a forever alone virgin. On November 3rd, 2018, a small YouTuber from Northern Ireland, Just James, uploaded a video titled 31-Year-Old Forever Alone Virgin, How It Happens. For those that don't know, the term forever alone was used commonly in the early 2010s to describe people that had never had any friends or romantic relationships. And in his viral video, that is precisely what Just James talks about.
Just trying to self-improve every day, and to what end, I don't know. Will I ever find someone that I'm compatible with? Probably not. Is it too late for me? Probably. 31. Never had a relationship, can't form relationships, can't connect with people. I can talk to this camera, that's all I can do. So that's what I do.
Just James goes on to describe how, since the age of 14, he had had severe social anxiety stemming from past trauma he experienced as a child. He says that for most of his life, he had a negative mindset. He'd had opportunities to pursue relationships, but he was hateful and ignorant and would often just ignore people or cut people off. And he talks a lot about his regrets of not attempting to improve or pursue anything positive in life for so long, choosing instead to spend his time playing video games and watching. Due to the virality of this video, which currently has more than 2.5 million views, Just James was featured in a 2019 BBC documentary film called Inside the Secret World of Incels. In the film, Just James talks about his past involvement in the online incel community and how he has since moved on toward a more positive and proactive mindset. In the later parts of the documentary, Just James reveals that he is currently in a long-distance relationship with a woman he met online. It's been over a year since James posted an update video, but in one of his most recent videos, he says that he did finally meet his girlfriend in real life, as she had just come to Northern Ireland to visit him for 2 weeks. But while most of the lonely YouTubers we've covered so far have been men, it's important to remember that loneliness is a problem that affects people of both sexes, as we'll soon see with the next lonely YouTuber on our list. Myra West uploaded a video titled 21 Years Old, I Have No Friends on August 11th, 2019. Much like some of the other videos we've covered so far, Myra details her childhood experience and talks about how she's managed to make it to her current age without making any friends. She describes how she was homeschooled until the age of 12 and how she feels as though her parents failed to socialize her sufficiently at an early age. But this is where Myra's story gets interesting. See, Myra started to attend public school at the age of 12, and throughout her high school years, she did manage to find a group of girls that she could call friends. She even goes on further to say that she was kind of friends with everybody at her small school, and she was even voted homecoming queen.
Oh, but I won homecoming queen, so I wasn't unpopular. I'm just saying like that as an example, as a proof that I wasn't hated in high school. Everybody liked me. but somehow I just didn't make any friends.
But regardless of all this, she never made any close connections with any of her school friends, and then after graduating, she pretty much just never heard from any of them again, aside from one person. Myra chose not to go to college and says she was never able to form close friendships with any coworkers, and all of this is what led to her being without any friends at all at the age of 21. Myra West's story obviously resonates with a lot of people because all of a sudden, about 10 months after first being uploaded, Myra's video received more than 3 million views within a single month. And by now, more than 3 years later, the video has accumulated almost 6.5 million views, along with 120,000 subscribers for Myra's channel. So you might be wondering, with all of the viewer support and internet popularity, does Myra West still have no friends? Well, in August 2021, 2 years after the original video was uploaded, Myra posted an update video. In this video, she describes how for at least a year after recording the original video, her life only got worse and even more lonely. But then everything changed for the better after she decided to move all the way across the country to the sunny state of California. And it was after making this move that Myra finally made some real friends.
I decided to move to California, and that was a good decision. When I got there, I met my roommate, the girl that I was going to share a room with, and her name is Savannah, and she is a hardcore extrovert. So what happened was Savannah just invited me to hang out with her friend group over and over and over, and I just hung out with them, and we just hung out a lot. Then very slowly, extremely slowly over those 5 months, I got to know each individual, and some of them much more than others.
But if you thought Myra West's video had gone viral with its 6.5 million views, then the next lonely YouTuber on our list could only be described as mega viral. On January 25th, 2018, Swedish YouTuber Never Give Up uploaded his first video, Being Ugly, My Experience. This video is a little bit different than those we've seen so far in that the topic of this video is primarily focused on Never Give Up's life experiences, more specifically the poor treatment he's received due to his appearance. In the video, he explains that he never made any friends until he was 13 years old, but even then, those friends often told him straight to his face that he was ugly, and they really only hung around with him because his mom gave them cigarettes. Later, when he was about 15, he started to make attempts to find a girlfriend. He says that he was always realistic and only attempted to pursue girls he felt were in his league. However, he claims he was rejected by at least 400 to 500 girls.
I wrote with girls that were overweight, that didn't look so good. Some of them had a big nose like me, some had big lips, some had shorter hair. I even wrote with about, I think it was like three girls that were handicapped, and every single one called me ugly. Every single one.
He says that the constant rejection caused him to give up, and instead he shifted focus to trying to befriend people who, like himself, had had difficulty or depression in their lives. And that's when he met his first girlfriend, who unfortunately turned out to be emotionally abusive.
And I spent 7 years with that girl, and I regret it very much, because that was a girl that treated me so badly and was just using me. She called me ugly. She forced me to walk 5 to 10 meters behind her. She'd never hold my hand. She never kissed me. She never did anything to show appreciation of me. She just simply used me.
As the video continues, Never Give Up talks more about his romantic history. He talks briefly about a short-lived friends with benefits arrangement he had with a girl at some point, and how that was the first time in his life he felt accepted. And later he recounts the tale of a time he was supposed to meet up with a girl he'd met online, only for her to back out of the date as soon as she actually saw him in person. Never Give Up's video didn't take long to start racking up views. The video received almost 3 million views in its first 2 years, and as of the current date, the video has amassed almost 18 million views. The popularity of this video has netted Never Give Up a substantial following on YouTube, now with nearly 250,000 subscribers and 28.5 million video views across the channel as a whole. True to his name, Never Give Up has continued to upload new videos somewhat frequently. As documented on his channel, he does now have some friends that visit him in real life every November, and he is currently in a relationship with an Argentinian girl that has flown all the way to Sweden to be with him. So it looks like never giving up might be the right approach.